Hello everyone, it's the FarmSim guy here. I hope you're all doing well. It's an exciting one for me today, this. We are on Upper Mississippi River Valley by DJ Modding, and those of you who watch the channel quite regularly will know that I have played his Green Valley map for FS22 quite a lot in my live streams, and I just love the way that DJ pulls his maps together. There's so much kind of life and immersion in them. They really are really playable maps. So without further ado, I think we should go for a little bit of a nosy around here. This is pre-release. I must caveat that. It is a 4X map. It will only be for PC, and you'll see the reasons why when I talk about some of the extras that he's added into the map. And I do not have a release date. It will be out soon. So he's nearly finished, and having a look around it today and over the last couple of days, it feels very polished and very well done. And I would say I'm sure he's got a few little things he'd like to tweak on it, but on the face of it, it looks very, very close to being finished. So, without further ado, let's get stuck in. This is, in fact, where you start in New Farmer mode. You'll recognise, again, if you've played Green Valley, the dealership, which again is very detailed, very interesting, very fun model, and kind of, I think, representative of the detail that goes into the some of the things that you'll find on DJ's map. So you can see all the stuff lying around. It feels properly lived in and interesting. And again, the dealership through there as well. Lots going on in there. Good fun stuff. Over the other side of the road, we have got our fertilizer, seed, lime, and hydrous buy point. So you can get all of your supplies from there, should you wish. I think propane as well. There's your animal dealer as well. Very nice animal dealer just sitting there right on the edge of town. But just to give you your bearings and where we are on the map, we are sitting here. There's the Mississippi River. And this is what's I think kind of unique about this map, I think. On this side here, where the majority of the fields are, is Iowa. But over here, on the other side of the river, is Wisconsin, and we are in the town of McGregor. So what we'll do, as you can see, we've just talked about the purchase points there, the seed buy points and sell points, liquid fert, there you go, bulk feed, propane, everything there we've got. There's the feed store, so lots and lots of sell points. Tractor Supply Co, another sell point. We'll talk about those in a little bit more detail, but you are spoilt for choice in terms of where you want to sell your crops and things on this map. He's done a fantastic job of that. So what we'll do, we'll drive through the town here. As you can see, lots of other sell points, Applebee's, McGregor's, there's a gas station there, there's the bakery. We've got some productions as well. Not many, so I'm sure you'll want to add your more if you're big into productions. But we've got the dairy, we've got the beer factory, so there's a lot of additional productions on here that you wouldn't get in the base game. And we've also got some interesting additions to crops as well, which I'll touch on in a minute. But lots of different productions. There we go. We've got Clutch's Special Brown Whiskey as well. Those of you who will have been on a DJ map before will know what those are about. But Spinnery, the cereal factory. We've got Lay's factory, so we've got a chips factory there as well. We've got a winery. And up here, we've got the carpenter. So lots and lots of interesting and different productions, which is great. Now, before we go too much further as well, as you may have already spotted here, crop types. In addition to all our base games, we have alfalfa and we have clover as well, but that's not all. If I jump into our prices tab here, and again, my point there about how many sell points you've got, look at that. Look at the choices you've got there for wheat. So many. Interestingly as well, with the train on the map, again, which we'll probably spot at some point, you can run your stuff off map if you want to sell it, and you can see quite a hefty premium for that. We are in New Farmer mode, and we are in kind of obviously easy mode, so the price is quite high, but even so, you know, that's a substantial difference from the next highest price. So well worth considering. But if we scroll down here a little bit, you can see, there we go, we've got our alfalfa, and we've got our alfalfa hay. We've got dry corn as well, so we've got anhydrous on the map and corn dryers, so we can utilise that. We've got clover and clover hay. You can also have soybean straw, and corn stalks. So nice to see those coming back. And then your productions that we were talking about just there. So whiskey, soy milk, oatmeal, pasta, chips, beer, wine, and ethanol, and the anhydrous and propane that I talked about before. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right, I think it's time to jump in a truck and have a little bit of a tour around the map. This is Carl Farms Silverado. So if you're looking for this, you should be able to pick this up on his Facebook page. But let's fire it up. Let's head out of here. We've got basically the river is dead ahead of us there, as you can just about see on the mini-map as well. So let's pull out of here and let's head through the town, over the railway tracks. I'm sure we'll see the train at some point. But again, just the detail. Lots and lots going on. Nice houses, even swapping the logos of the fire station to be in line with McGregor itself. But let's roll around here. Again, there's your gas station. We've got an Applebee's restaurant down there. We've got Tim Hortons here. We've got hotels. We've got the farmers market here. So lots and lots of sell points. A Wendy's there as well available to you. We've got another gas station just up here as well. But what I want to do is, this map is really cleverly done. So we're right in the river valley here. But we're about to climb up into the hills, and that is where the majority, in fact that is where all of the fields are for the map. So let's run up here and we will go and check out some of the farms. But I'm not going to edit this bit out. I want to drive up here because I want to give you an idea for the kind of elevation changes on this map, but also the beautiful roads, all of the signage, the detail that's gone into this is so nice. Obviously telegraph poles and things like that as well, but just the time and the effort that's gone into making this look as realistic as possible is fantastic. So again, just even going up here, you've got your speed limit signs. Nothing has been missed, nothing's been skimped on here. And this is also another feature of DJ's maps. He always puts these lovely billboards all over the map that again have different ads on them, and again just makes it feel alive and interesting. But as you pop over the top of the hill here, you arrive on this kind of open plain with all these huge fields. Remember, it's a 4x map, so it's a big map. And these beautiful fields, big open expanses. You can see your farms as well. We've got a farm over there, a couple of silos over there, and again here, this is your starter farm, which we'll go and have a look at in a minute. The church spire over there, but even look at those telegraph lines heading off into the distance. Really nicely done. Even like the water traps underneath under the drainage underneath the roads there. So good. So jumping into the PDA quickly, we are just going to hang a left here and head up, and we'll check out this farm first. There's another farm just above it, and then there's a very large cattle farm just there. We'll hopefully get an idea for some of these fields as we drive past them and the size of them. But we'll start doing that. So let's hang a left here. We're going to pull off the main road, and we're onto gravel roads here. But let's head up here. And as you can see, there's some nice space around the fields as well, so works very well with courseplay, this map, sorry. But we'll head up here. And as you can see, these interesting shaped fields here, these kind of strip fields. But we've got our farm just ahead. You can see this big cattle farm over here, which we'll head to next. But if we hang a left here, this junction, we're heading straight up. There's almost a private road up to the farm. We've got some pigs there and a storage barn. So again, this map is kind of, I think, leans towards, obviously you can see there's very big fields, but it does lean towards kind of quite a lot of animal play as well. And you'll see that from some of these farms, that they all accommodate animals very well, which is great. Let's just do a quick tour around this farm as well. Right, here we are in the yard. Let's jump out and have a look. Again, lots of detail to take in here. These huts, the Quonset huts, I believe. Thanks to everybody that commented on my Edgewater Sask video when I was a little unsure as to what they were. I appreciate that. But let's pop those open again. Decent size in there. You've got a propane tank there. You've got, again, these aren't working. These are just, as you expect to see on farms, lots of just kind of older stuff lying around that maybe doesn't get used anymore, but just sits for years and collects dust and goes rusty. We've got ourselves here a couple of, that looks like a little bit of a shop over there, or a bigger shed. Got a nice garage next to the house here as well. Let's just pop this and have a look inside. Yep, this is your main shop. Again, lots of stuff going on, lots of detail, very nice. It's a pretty decent gaming PC, that. Wouldn't mind that myself. But yeah, a little office. You've got storage up here. Just lots going on. I like it. I like it a lot. Jump back in the truck and drive around here. We've got a grain dryer just over here as well. So again, another kind of shop area. We've got our tip point here for our grain, and if we buy that, we can use that as a grain dryer as well, and you get a premium on your price of your corn if you dry it, and again, required by the ethanol plant as well. Another shed here. This is our paddock as well for our animals. So lovely built-in paddocks. Again, I've talked about this before as well. I love paddocks that fit the contours of the map, and it's not just a square that's plonked down on the map. Feels very unrealistic, that, so I really like this. Very nice indeed. And we'll just run in here and have a look at the cow stalls. There we go. It's the milking machine. Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. This was actually the farm that I played on when I played this map in 19. This was the farm I started on. Right, let's head out of here. We're going to hang a little bit of a left out of here again, because there we go, there's the hog farm. Dead ahead there is our big cattle farm. I would say, think the biggest cattle farm on the map. Let's head over and see that. Actually, I'll take that back. I missed the farm. It's the problem with 4X maps sometimes. You forget how big they are. So here we are, we're kind of winding down in this little kind of wooded area. All the way down. And in here, we've got a whole other farm going on. Bigger bin set up here. But again, more sheds. Another cow pasture there. No house that I can see here actually, but I think it's almost like it's an extension of that other farm. There's no house here, and then it's got this interesting little area with all of these rocks in, almost like an off-roading track or something like that. But it leads us to a field all the way, buried all the way in the corner of the map here, with in fact yet another farm. This isn't showing on the map, so I wonder if DJ hasn't added all of the triggers into the map yet, with it not being completely finished. But there we go, another farm, and we're back onto the main road here. That was an unexpected surprise. So this is a nice little farm as well. Pop the gates. So we've got a couple of bins there. Got a nice little shop there. Another couple over there, and a nice house. So again, if you want to start a little bit smaller, this maybe is the one for you. No animals, it doesn't look like, on this farm. So. And if you want to build up to animals, maybe this could be a decent start farm for you. Right, let's get back on track to where we were going to go before. I'm going to go back over this bumpy bit. But we'll head back to the first farm we were at, and then we'll head over to that main cattle farm. Right, here we are back. There's the first farm we looked at, so we're going to go left again here. And again, just even the border around the map is nicely done. You never feel like you're going to come to the edge of the map, which I think is great. So let's head on up here. That's a massive field as well. Just over on our right. Again, sometimes driving around gives you that nice feel for the actual scale of the map, which is great. And we're back onto the main road here. What we'll do, hang our left here. Past this lake that we've got next to us as well. And we're going to arrive at... There's the house, slightly separated from the farm, which is nice to see. But we are arriving here at Stanley Dairy Farms. 2 huge dairy sheds here. They will take a serious amount of cattle in here. I don't know how many, but I'm going to say you're definitely looking at maybe a 500 or 1,000 head of cattle here. You've got your shop there. You've got these lovely silos, which I was a big fan of on Green Valley. You can basically buy these almost like a production. Tip various stuff into them and choose how you want them to ferment, so you can do some nice silage in there and things like that, which is great. There's your parlour, so slightly separate from the rest of the sheds, but we'll head down here and we'll have a nosy in these big sheds just to give you an idea. We've got a nice big machine shed here as well, parked around the back. But if we have a quick look in here, we've got the fans going, the air system. There we go. You can run a tractor through the middle of this. Get the fat cows fed there. Very nice. A couple of slurry pits down here as well. And a big machine shed just here. Look at that. Lovely. There's your, like I said, 2 slurry pits, one for each shed. Right, let's head back up here. Because there's a grain dryer at the top and a couple more sheds. I'll just let you see. So yes, with our cow barns just behind us there, we've got a huge storage shed here. I actually think that these might be bays here for tipping crops into, if you haven't got enough storage space. And this looks like a fertilizer refill point, but I'm not sure if it's just decorative or not. There doesn't seem to be any trigger on it. So, and then just over here is our big bin setup and our, again, corn dryer. So it appears most of these farms have a corn dryer on them, which is great. You can all get your dried corn. But lovely, lovely big farm this. I would be tempted to start on this one, I have to say. Right, let's head out of here. Let's just jump back to the mini-map actually, get our bearings. So here we are, top of the map. We're going to head down, we're going to check this out. We'll probably head to the ethanol plant so you can see that, and then we'll head over, grab these last 2 points here before we head back into the valley and over to the other side. So, back to the main road, just check there's no traffic coming, and let's head on down here. Even the gravel roads are really nicely done. Let's keep going down here, and as you can see, we've got a few bins here, nice undulations in the terrain as well. Wouldn't want to get stuck in those ditches either, would you? But again, gives you an idea for the size of the fields and the scale of the map, really, which is great. So yeah, you've got a little bin set up there that you could purchase if you so wanted to. And again, there's the starter farm if you're in new farmer mode. You can see that church as well, so some really impressive draw distances on this map without having a massive impact on frame rate, I have to say. It's running very smoothly. It was one of the issues with this map on 19 was that it was so beautifully put together that it was pretty heavy on frame rate, but again, some of the technical changes in FS22 mean that it's a lot less of an issue now than it was back then. But here we are. A very different setup on this farm. Some different buildings, which is always nice to see. Always nice to see variety in farms rather than just carbon copies of the same buildings placed on the map. So again, you see some similar things like the garage for the house though, but we've got different sorts of shed setup and different silos here, old concrete silos there. Let's pop this door here. There you go. Old style sheds. Got a nice shop over there, and we have got the old barn here as well. Now, it would appear, again, no animals on this one, slightly smaller farm. Straight into the fields here. There's some nice big fields. So, again, another option if you're looking for a little bit of the easier life. Maybe you build up to one of the bigger farms. Start with something like this and take things from there. Again, another one of these nice shops with lots of stuff going on. I always think it's interesting, what can you pick up and throw about here? Quite a lot of stuff. Anything on the shelves? Sometimes you get stuff on the shelves too that you can... No, the shelf stuff... Oh, no, the generator. We'll have that. If we can get it out. No. Good fun though. I like that sort of stuff. If you're into roleplay, that's like a dream. You're doing a roleplay series and you can actually interact with stuff like that. Very nicely done. Right. Let's roll on out of here. Head down. I think the ethanol plant is just over the hill there. Let's check that out because that's a very big site. There we go. Cresting the brow of the hill here, and that's a big old production point. You can see again there's the starter farm. Give you your bearings. This is Suncore. Look at the trucks queued up, waiting. So let's not go in the exit, telling us it's the wrong way. So I'm actually following it in the right way here. Up to the gates, which don't open automatically, but you can of course leave them open once you've opened them, should you so wish. I like that. And again, these just the thought process to put some trucks in and make it look interesting and engaging. We've got the shop there as well, so you can buy this as a production point should you so wish. Got the weigh bridges here. Make sure you're not overweight on your trucks. Do they work? They don't. And we just roll around to here, and again you can see this is not just a sell point, but it's a production point as well. So depending on which side you go in, it will turn it into a production, or to sell on, which is your ethanol, or you can just sell it direct. So nice touch. Roll on through here, back to the main road, and then we will check out the last two farms that are up here. Now what I think we'll do here, we'll go straight on along the dirt road. We'll check out the farm that's ahead of us first, and then we'll cut back and look at the starter farm last. So let's just roll along here and check this out. So just as we get a bit closer here, you can see there's your farmhouse. The red buildings again, different again to the ones that we saw before. You've got your grain drying set up over there. So this is almost your arable and land part of the farm, but actually this is, and again if you go to the PDA here, if I scroll down here, that's what we've just driven past. We've got animal part of the farm up here, so it's almost like there's two separate parts of the farm, but actually it's all one purchasable set. So we're treating it to all intents and purposes as just one farm. But again, there's your slurry pit, which gives you dead giveaway that this is the animal section. And again, lovely building, but a fantastic paddock here, or area for the cows, built into the map, fitting around the trees, just as you would expect to see in real life. No square boxes here. Always good to see. Now, if we reverse out of here, we've also got a rather large pig shed here as well. So if you're into some pigs, you can do that thing as well. And then we're up to this rather nice house here, which has got a nice view across the valley. Let's just head over here and I'll show you the nice view. There you go, looks out across the river there. You can see the other side, you can see the barges heading along the river. And again, gives you an idea for the depth of the contours of the map and the height differences in the map, which is great. It's just very nicely done, I have to say. And I will touch on this again. I do talk about this in all my map tours, but atmosphere and, you know, a map that kind of gets you emotionally, I think, is when the magic happens. That's when it triggers you to want to play a map, is when you like it because of some of the features or some of the things that make it feel real, or as real as it can do. And I'm all for that. You know, I've said it before. It is not a mechanical thing with me. You know, I can live with faults and errors on maps if they're minor, and you can work around them, or you don't use that part of the map. Or I don't care for having every production plonked on a map if it's not in keeping with the map. I'm just happy to play a map that feels alive and real, and I will always stick to that. So I sometimes get criticised for being too positive, but actually if I really like a map, there's a reason I really like it. That's probably why I don't review every map. I'll only pick the ones that I like and that I've checked out and had a look at and had a play with. So so you'll always get my unbridled enthusiasm because it's maps that I want to play on or that I've seen that I really, really like. So let's head up here. Try and avoid getting hit by any traffic, but let's pop across the road. I'm not really using the stop signs very well here. But this is the farm in new farm mode that you start with. So let's see what's going on here. So just rolling up to it here, you can see we've got this kind of long, thin strip field here. But there it is. It's quite a compact yard, this one. Probably the most compact of all the yards. I'll leave the truck here and let's walk in. But again, let's talk about the time and effort that's gone into the bushes and the shrubbery and the grass work to make this really feel like it has really brought the farm to life. There's your buy point for your animals. So we've got some cows here. Go around here. There's the bins. They need taken out. You've got a couple of silos again as well. There's your shop, or slightly smaller sheds here. There's your gas fill point. The Quonset huts there. Looks like they're in the middle of a building project here as well. That's nice to see. I like that. A little bit of interest there. And over here, I'm guessing that's our slurry point, but that looks like... Does that bend all the way around the back of those sheds? That could be quite nice, couldn't it? There's our cow pasture. It looks like we've maybe got 2 cow pastures here. And no, it doesn't go all the way around the back. So there's a cow pasture here. Let's just run around the edge of it so you get an idea for that one. And there must be another one over the other side. Oh yes, there we go. We've headed over here. You can see this side has got another pasture here. Same shed, so we can make it work, but 2 separate herds. Right, back in the truck. Now I believe, let's have a look. We came up this road here. It looks like we can head down here. So let's head down here and let's head over to the Wisconsin side of the map. There we go. I'm glad I came down here. It gives the option to show you a little bit more of the map. So rather than a grassy, hilly side here, we've got some pretty severe cliffs either side of the road. So that's nice to see. Still got quite a long way to head down here as well. But let's head round here. We've got a little stream running into the river there. and we're back out to the main road here. As you can see, there's some productions on the other side of the map. We've got the bridge there. Now, there is another bridge along here. I don't know if we can use it or not, so I'm going to find out. Doing the testing so you don't have to. Let's just head around the edge of the lake here. Again, that road there will take you back up into the farmlands. So there you go. That runs us up there over to the ethanol plant. But if we roll around here, head down here, I'm kind of hoping we can get over on this bridge. And there's Clutch's Whiskey Distillery as well. We'll keep going. Nice long straight road here. I've not seen the train yet. I said we would see the train at some point. I'm yet to see it. We might have to call it at some point. But again, just things like this old kind of dealership. It's fallen into disrepair. We've got a dirt road running under this bridge here, which takes you to, I think you can get the train from there. You can rent the train, and there's one of the storage facilities for grain, so we can go across this bridge. Let's head over this, right over the river, which is great. Very nicely done. It feels different, it feels more immersive even than 19, I've got to say. He's done a great job. Here we are, welcome to Wisconsin. And we've got Cargill's here, got another grain sell point. A few roadworks going on as well. Crash into the traffic, so we've got a big wide road here. So let's head up here. Like I said, there's your Cargill's grain sell point. Now there is a farm up on the top up here, which we'll try and turn into if we can at some point. Also got a few sheds there just sitting. Don't look like they've got any ownership particularly. Now, what's it saying here? Oh, they're just telling you if you come out onto the road that don't turn that way. Handy for us Europeans driving on our US maps. Right, let's head up here. So we're on a long windy climb again, up out of the valley. Proper hairpin switchbacks here. All the way up to the top. Might even get some nice views up here. We've got another road here. There we are. These are our fields on the Wisconsin side of the mountain. Let's just stop there and jump into the PDA so you can see them. So we've got a long strip of fields here, and obviously this is more interesting shaped ones here, but we'll maybe just run down to the end of the road so you can see them, and then we'll head up. I do believe the farm is here. There we go, running down to the end here. There's actually quite a lot of pine trees in here, so if you fancy a little bit of logging, you've got that option here as well, which I hadn't really thought about before, but there is a big amount of pine trees here, so you could kind of go crazy with those as well. There you go. Slightly more manageable size fields maybe, if you're playing single player. And there you go, some gates, some random gates. I wonder if they're being worked on as well. That's the kind of thing that you might just get tidied up for the release version of the map. But let's turn around here and head back to the farm. So there's the junction that we arrived up from on that windy road, and we just roll along here. You can hear the plane flying overhead. There he is. Every now and again he just flies past, a bit like the helicopter in No Man's Land. So here we go. Nice little separate house from the rest of the farm. And then we've got this quite compact farm here. We've got grain bins there. Let's pop these gates quickly. We're rolling here. A couple of small sheds here. And we've got a little bit of storage shed here. And then if we head down this path here, we've got our animal shed. So here we are. Nice little compact animal shed here. Smaller herd of cattle in here. We go through here. Again, custom pasture that just weaves its way through the valley here. Really nice. It's big, this one. Not particularly wide, but it's long and thin, and it looks great. Rather steep as well. Look, you have some fit cows climbing up there. But look, beautiful. Really, really nicely done. Right, heading back to the farm, back out onto the road, and we'll head up, and we'll just head through the town on this side of the river before we head back over the bridge and back to where we started. So again, very windy roads down here. Have your wits about you, especially if you had a big truck or something like that hauling from the farms. You have to have your wits about you driving down these roads. Now we're about halfway. That takes us down to the main town area, but up here there's a little bit of a hidden area. We'll just roll into here. Logging operation. So it's actually, we've got a logging setup here. I think this is where the sawmill and things are. It's kind of nice to have this little area on the map. Let's just whip around these roads. And here we are. Forest, Hanuman Forest Products. So this is definitely a rather large sawmill area. Very nice. Right, let's leave the sawmill behind and head back into town. Right, here we are at the bottom right, back into the valley, and as you can see, we are coming across. There's our chip factory that we talked about earlier on. We've got ourselves a gas station here. We've got the local football team just behind that as well. And there's actually a low road. You can take that road down there and it arcs round, and then you can run along these productions at the bottom, which are the spinnery, the cereal factory, Providence Grain, and the winery. And we can see these from above as we drive over the bridge here. Just again, nice little bit of detail across the main road there. There's a McDonald's down there as well if you're hungry. But we will head now back across the other bridge as the boats sail under it. And you look up there, you can see one of the farms perched on the edge of the hill. And then we're back into Iowa. Back down into the main town. Now if I get to this junction here, past the Applebee's, there's the dairy as well for our milk sales. Get to here, past the taco shop, and we are back past the fire station where we started our tour a little bit ago. So there you go, we have gone full circle. Now, there's not really much more I need to tell you, other than DJ has done a wonderful job again. He really does bring his own unique style of map to FarmSim, and the detail and the performance and just everything about this is a step up from 19. It's wonderful. Wonderful is a perfect word to describe it. So, on that note, from me, the FarmSim guy, keep an eye on DJ's channels. I've put them in the descriptions below. This will be out in the not too distant future. and it's one well worth downloading and having a play on. But for me, for now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.